Lagos Talks
91.3.
News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved 134.7 billion naira for the payment of Security Department Allowance (SDA) to all veterans from 2017 to date. Speaking at the occasion, which preceded the meeting of the Federal Executive Council, the FEC, the president also announced the donation of 10 million naira to the Nigerian Legion on behalf of the federal government at the launch of the 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day Emblem and Appeal Fund, and pledged government's commitment to the welfare of veterans.
The federal government is committed to the welfare of our veterans by ensuring prompt payment of their pensions and other entitlements. To this end, I approve the payment of Security Department Allowance to veterans with effect from 2017. However, in order to capture all veterans hitherto excluded from the payment of the Security Department Allowance, I have approved a review of the effective date of the MAFA 2017 accordingly. I have also approved the sum of 134,749,953,243 naira 69 kobo only for that purpose.
Correspondent Raliat Adenekar reports that the president also used the occasion to commend the efforts of the Nigerian Armed Forces in confronting banditry, kidnappings, molestations, and killing of innocent citizens head-on, as well as restated his commitment to hand over a Nigeria free from insecurity to the next generation of leaders. He also expressed delight that the Defence Health Maintenance Limited is living up to expectation in providing healthcare services to the veterans.
The occasion gives cause for reflection and reminds us of the sacrifice made by our armed forces in preserving the unity of the country, and highlights the need for us to guard this unity jealously. I hereby implore all citizens to refrain from detrimental actions and statements that threaten national unity and integration. I wish to recall on all Nigerians and non-Nigerians residing in the country, irrespective of their political affiliation or religious beliefs, to adorn the emblem with pride and identify with those who laid down their lives for the peace and security of our dear nation. I also encourage all to donate generously in support of our veterans and defendants of fallen heroes.
Minister of Defence Major General Bashir Magashi had pledged that the ministry would continue to ensure the prompt payment of entitlements of deceased servicemen. The Minister of Education, Adamu, has said that the government has no plans to casualize university lecturers, contrary to insinuations that the government was hatching a plot to casualize lecturers in the university system under the auspices of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. Fielding questions from newsmen after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja yesterday, the minister, who justified the pro-rata salary payment to the academic staff, explained that the lecturers were simply paid for the number of days they worked, particularly from the day they suspended their strike action. He also noted that he was not aware that ASU boycotted lectures for a day over the pro-rata payment. The Education Minister also disclosed that the Federal Executive Council approved the sum of 5.1 billion naira to 8 contractors for the printing of sensitive and necessary materials for National Examination Council (NECO), amongst other approvals for the ministry. The federal government has announced that in the next few weeks, states will receive the last tranche of the $1.5 billion World Bank-assisted State Fiscal Transparency, Accountability and Sustainability (SFTAS) program grant, as well as the sum of 1 billion naira withheld by the Central Bank of Nigeria through Naira exchange deficit. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, who made the disclosure at an event held to celebrate the achievements of the SFTAS on the sidelines of the 28th National Economic Summit in Abuja said that further fiscal incentives to states will stop after this disbursement, but the technical assistance component part of the program would continue till the end of the program in June 2023.
I'm pleased to inform you in the next few weeks, your state will receive the last tranche of performance-based grants, including 1 billion naira withheld by the central bank through naira exchange deficit. This will bring to a close the performance for results given the technical, even though the technical assistance component will continue to be delivered by implementing agencies and partners till June 2023, when the program will finally wind down and close.
On his part, the World Bank Country Director Shubham Chaudhry said the SFTA's business enabling reforms has given state governments the opportunity to record laudable feat in fiscal management, urging that more effort should be invested in the areas of business enabling reforms and basic service delivery.
Nigeria's people depend on and look to from government is delivered by the states, and the governors are the ones who are closest to the people. So a program where the federal and the states can hold each other accountable and in turn be accountable to citizens, I think that's the heart of SIFTAS, and we've started emulating that design through all the other areas. Fiscal management is the starting point, but then it's business enabling reforms, it's basic service delivery. I hope that this can become a model for lots of other programs. So it truly is a privilege that we've been able to be part of it. And I still marvel at the fact that I think Nigeria is the only country where the political principals, the elected leaders, all the governors know what a DLI is.
Our correspondent, Raliat Adenekon, reports that Chairman, Nigeria Governors Forum Committee on the SFTAS and Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki assured that all the 36 states have signed a charter to sustain the program ideals already entrenched in the fiscal governance space at the sub-national level. The Senate has resolved to provide legislative support to the Central Bank of Nigeria, the CBN, for the redesign of the 1,000, 500 and 200 naira notes. The upper chamber made the resolution after a heated debate on a motion moved by Senator Ubasani on CBN's policy to redesign the 3 naira notes. Majority of senators across party lines supported the redesign of the naira. However, others were concerned about the deadline set by the Apex Bank for the old notes to be deposited in commercial banks. The Senate consequently mandated its Committee on Banking to embark on aggressive oversight to ensure that Nigerians are protected during this exercise. Clerk of the Federal House of Representatives, Dr. Yahaya Danzaria, yesterday in Abuja announced the new date for House plenary resumption as Tuesday, November 22. He said the decision was to allow for fumigation of the Green Chamber. He urged members of the House and the general public to disregard the earlier resumption date of Thursday, November 17, announced at the adjournment of Tuesday's plenary. With 100 days to the 2023 general elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it will start weekly media briefings to inform Nigerians on the progress made by the commission. In a statement he personally signed yesterday, INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu said the commission will start with bi-weekly briefing and later progress to weekly and daily briefings. The INEC boss reiterated the commission's loyalty to Nigerians who want free, fair, credible and verifiable elections supported by technology, which guarantees transparent accreditation and upload of polling unit results for citizens to view in real time on election day. He also restated that there is no going back on the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, and the INEC result viewing portal, IREV, for the 2023 general elections. Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State has apologized to former national chairman of the APC, Adams Oshiomhole, for supporting the re-election of Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State in September 2020. Wike tendered the apology to Oshiomhole yesterday at the inauguration of the Rumo Epirikon flyover in the Obio Akwa local government area of the state, which the ex-APC chairman commissioned. According to Wike, he has learned and the past should remain in the past. In his speech, Oshiomhole lauded Wike for the many beautiful projects in Rivers, saying results do not lie. In a bid to ameliorate the living conditions and address the environmental degradation in the Niger Delta region, the Ijaw Youth Council have called on President Muhammadu Buhari to constitute a substantive board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC. The chairman of the group, Comrade Ogomugo Mabo, who made this known yesterday during a solidarity walk at the entrance of the Villa Gate in Abuja, noted that the Niger Delta region have been marginalized for a long time now, hence the need for a board that will address loopholes and irregularities in the commission. He further called on President Buhari to not only review but also implement what was the outcome of the forensic report of the NDDC.
As a father, as a leader, as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to constitute the Niger Delta Development Commission board now, so that the board can able to represent all the 9 states. Because it is not easy for us to face environmental degradation. All our states, most especially River State, Bayelsa State, Delta State, has been flooded, and our people are now homeless. And I want to also say that it is longer time. We have not even seen the forensic audit report. We are also drawing the attention of Mr. President to reveal and also to implement what was the finding of that forensic report. The people of the Niger Delta and the Ijaw Nation want to see who are the people siphoning the developmental fund of the Niger Delta Development Commission.
The Secretary of Ijaw Youth Council, Oyekeditan Churchill, also called on the President's intervention over infrastructural development for the Niger Delta people, while Gabriel Patterson, stakeholder Ijaw Youth Council, said the creation of a board will aid development and bring about a board that will be held responsible going forward.
We as youth, we want to see our Niger Delta developed. We want to see solid roads. We want to see bridges. We want to see infrastructure development in the Niger Delta. That is all we want as Niger Deltas. We are not here to fight or to quarrel or to do any of these things. We don't want all of those things.
The Niger Delta Development Commission is an interventionist agency to bridge up the infrastructural deficit and human capital deficit in the Niger Delta. But right now, we are not seeing all that. But if we have a substantive board that will be fully responsible for all the things that the Niger Delta Development Commission is created to do, then we will be rest assured that we can hold people responsible.
You're still listening to the World News. Moving on to the foreign scene, Parliament in Sierra Leone has unanimously approved legislation that will ensure that 1 in 3 of its members and a third of all local councillors are women. The bill will now go to President Julius Bio to be signed into law. Despite it being a key promise in his 2018 election campaign, it took 3 years for Cabinet to approve the draft. Currently, only 19 of Sierra Leone's 146 members of parliament are women. Republicans have secured the 218 seats needed for a majority in the lower chamber of U.S. Congress a week after the midterm elections. While the party's margin in the House of Representatives is slim, it is enough to stall President Joe Biden's agenda for the next 2 years. But Democrats will keep control of the Senate when the new Congress convenes in January. The Republican Party is now projected to win between 218 to 223 seats in the 435-seat House, as a handful of seats remain to be called. And out of business news, the House of Reps Committee on Public Procurement has kicked against the low budgetary allocation to the Bureau of Public Procurement, BPP, and demanded additional allocation for optimal performance. Correspondent Nathan Williams reports that the chairman of the committee, Honorable Nasiru Ali Ahmed, while speaking during the ongoing budget defense by MDAs in Abuja, noted that the 58 million naira allocation was inadequate, as he lamented that the agency was being grossly underfunded. He, however, assured that the committee would intensify its oversight functions with the aim of strengthening the bureau.
I really can't understand how an agency that is very, very important to the economic and structural growth of this country can be allocated just a mere amount of 58 million. We just complained about 28 million not even being enough for surveillance and monitoring of projects. Now the budget, the capital budget, has further been cut down from last year from 197 million to 58 million in 2023. It is something that I believe that we should look at as a committee because it does not make sense.
And finally, to sport news, Lorient forward Terem Murphy is expected to lead the Super Eagles attack against Portugal on Thursday. Murphy started Nigeria's 2-1 friendly defeat to Desert Foxes of Algeria last month in the absence of Victor Osimhen. The striker has scored 3 goals in his last 2 appearances for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Lagos Talks
91.3.